Yeah, of course. Any concern in democracy and about technology has to be addressed. And if that is concerning with the technological input in the democracy, then further it should be answered. But having said so, I think connecting, linking Aadhaar with voter ID will be very good for three reasons. A, the voter card itself has eliminated many bogus voters. So this will further strengthen the process. If any there are bogus voters, that will be removed. A. B, where we all people were demanding, those people who do not stay in the constituency and they travel. There are people who cannot afford to go back to their constituency for only the sake of voting. Those people can be also, part of the franchise, and they can also exercise their franchise. They can vote. There are certain people like refugees of Kashmir who are in Delhi who could not vote and participate there in Kashmir. Those people also can vote. So this is the advantage of this. Yes, you rightly pointed out. Will it create any kind of technological snag or this thing? This can be discussed. As far as my knowledge goes or understanding goes, Aadhaar is very much safe. There is no information about leakage or there is nothing to be worried about it. Pavan, Duggal is such a seasoned person, and yet if he speaks all this, then it's a little worrisome. The database of voter identity card, it is not somewhere in handwritten. It's a database been kept somewhere. It is protected, right? So like Aadhaar, so once it is linked, how would there be a challenge? Now this is a fictitious fear which is there in the mind. Okay, there would be people who would be attempting to do things to us. There may be organizations, there may be states which will like to do it, individuals, rough elements. Of course, there have to be security parameters to be put around, and that will be put around there. I think it will further stand and benefit the people. Think about lakhs of people who cannot vote because they are not there in that particular constituency. A. B. Think about people who do proxy voting. I think this all will help. So my submission would be it is good. And anyway out, the database which is there for voter identity card or the database which is there for Aadhaar, as I said earlier also, and many times I've talked about on your channel and on your debate, it is safe. There would be people who would like to attempt.
So, that is all available in the cyber domain.
No, you said profiling can be done, sir. My question is very specific to you, sir. Due respect to you, how will somebody profile, sir? The information in the voter list is as same as the information in the Aadhaar. What is the additional information which you are giving? And a voter list is a public document, sir. If you have ever voted in your life, you would have seen the document is available with the political party and they sit outside the booths of the polling booth, which is officially been given by the election commission to the political candidate who is contesting there. He has the list, sir. Then he makes his people to come and drop that cards in your house. Then he has people who sit outside the polling booth with the list. Then there is a polling agent who sits inside. The information provided on the list is your name, your date of birth, your age, your gender, your address.
Okay.
The same is the information which is there in Aadhaar. कहाँ एडिशनल है सर क्यों मिसगाइड कर रहे हो
What about everything else that Aadhaar gets
कैसे
linked
प्रोफाइलिंग
to?
होगा सर एक भी इंफॉर्मेशन एडिशनल नहीं है
What about everything else that people have already linked their Aadhaar to?
What is
Bank
there in Aadhaar?
accounts?
Do you Aadhaar give you caste? No, sir. Does the Aadhaar give
phone numbers,
what
bank
is the information
accounts,
which Aadhaar has? Additional
personal
But
investments,
Aadhaar does not have a bank account, ma'am.
buying of property,
Who told you?
everywhere else that people are using their Aadhaar.
Madam, I have the address in voter card.
It is,
ma'am, your voter card has address and this address is on the list provided to the candidate. Not only to the candidates who are from parties, but also to an independent candidate who may be good, bad, or not so good person.
No, okay.
Now, what is an additional information? So, please, do not misguide people. There is no additional data point which is not available in the data in the public domain. So, one, clarify that. Two, whether it has a capability to be analyzed. The voter card list is analyzed, sir, today. The same way, if there is but there is no Aadhaar list provided to anybody. Please show me officially is there a document called as Aadhaar list. But yes, officially there is a list called as EP, electoral part, which is a part of the booklet provided to every candidate in every constituency.
Okay,
So
let him respond. He wants to respond to what you're saying.
Stop that list. His parents have given a fantastic name starting with P, so I'll use all the P's. Let me first talk about the first P which has been discussed is present. Second P would be process. Third one will be protection. And the fourth one is progress. So let me talk about the first present. As I said, voter card list database is officially given to people who would like. So in case somebody has to manipulate it, it is officially handed over from election to election. So we should talk about that and stop that one. So I think once it is linked to Aadhaar, it will help us to reduce that and maybe probably the ill effects will be done away. So the present is really good. It will help people who cannot vote because they are outside the constituency. It will help migrants. It will help refugees within the country. So it's the one thing. Number two, about the process part, the P for process. Well, if there are laws to be made, processes have to change. The legislation has a right, Parliament has a right to do that. They would come out if somebody wants to challenge it. Courts are open. They always discuss the laws been passed, the processes been defined under the law. Third one is about protection. let me tell you with certain degree of confidence, it is really protected. There are people who would like to create, mess, and rightly said by Mr. Gandhi, when credit cards are protected, are there somebody who's worried that Aadhaar will be successful and their validation money which they get on their credit card charges are worried? So I think that has been already been set aside by Supreme Court and all the discussions. There were challenges. There was a challenge by the bureaucrat also, which was not proved. So protection is very there. Yes, there would be people who would be interested to derail you. There would be people who would like to embrace you. They have been told they are criminals. The criminals will be all to death. The last P stands for progress. A country progresses when it takes the technology head on. No country progresses if you show your back to the technology. For God's sake, we have suffered. We were not there in the first industrial revolution. We were not there in the second revolution. This is the fourth industrial revolution which is coming up. Please embrace that. Please take that on. Go ahead, take Aadhaar. I would request authorities if they could listen to me, parliamentarians if they can listen to me. Not only linking, do away with this multiple, cards in your pocket. Do away with your birth certificate. Do away with your voter card, rationing shop. Let us have only one single card. That was it is unique card where you have a single card which can be used. Yes, if there are discussions on technology, we will address that. But do not mix technological discussion with law and law discussion with precedent and precedent discussions with criminals. They are all separate things. We'll deal it. There were laws on criminal activities, yet you have murders and rapes. Society is like that. You have to deal with them, sir. It will come up, ma'am. The new cybersecurity strategy, and Mr. Duggal individually knows what is going on. I don't have to spill these beans here. He is well aware. He is a part of the suggestion team. He has always contributed. He's a gentleman. And there are people who are talking about this. If somebody picks up Indian Economic Times of yesterday, they would see a part whereby the Cybersecurity Command Coordinator, Lieutenant General Pant, commits that, the strategy paper has been submitted. Now, well, these kind of papers don't come out overnight.